So again, because this topic is so big and I don't want to step on any toes, I'll probably step on some toes. But I want to be able to have this conversation with the level of sensitivity that it requires. And so I want to start off by first acknowledging those women and those families who have lost a loved one under the knife or in a hospital room because of some procedure or some kind of a situation that went wrong. This is a very scary thing to think about because when you go into a hospital and you think you're getting care and you end up getting something else, you lose faith in the system. And you may not necessarily have the tools to really do your due diligence and figure out exactly what may happen so that you can protect yourself in this said situation. But I really want to be able to talk a little bit about some of the information that's being put out there by people who are supposed to be responsible to tell us the truth and use that opportunity to push an agenda. Now, following up with the theme of weight, I recently watched a YouTube dialogue discussion that was centered around a university or a center for research that was linked to a university. I'm going to link it in the description box down below so you guys can check it out yourself because there were some people on the panel of discussions that I was not entirely sure if it was their agenda to speak in the way that they were speaking. But yeah, so that was one issue. And the second issue was the issue around weight, age, and health. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything or anyone in the healthcare profession. I am not a physician. I'm not a doctor. So that is my disclaimer. I am a mother who has had two children above the normal weight that would be considered normal for children to be when they're newborns. My first daughter was 9 pounds. My other daughter was 8.5 pounds. And so I've always, I've always had big babies. I've had two big children naturally without any anesthetic. So leading up to to the moment where I would go into labor, there were two things that I had to absolutely make sure that I had in check. And I got to tell you, the second time where I thought I was going to be in a better situation, I was not necessarily altogetherly um, there like I thought I would be. But I needed to make sure that I had my support systems in place and I needed to know exactly what it is that I can afford and what it is that is necessary for me to make sure that is in 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 place should in case something goes wrong. Um and thank God nothing went wrong. But I was then informed that I had my first daughter when I was 20. And it's a huge conversation that has come up now, especially in this climate of body positivity, that a lot of women are overweight. One of the panelists, I don't know if she has to talk like that or if we wanted or if because there is an agenda that needs pushing that they just went with the narrative that it's not true. And I think she actually said this, which is very disingenuous and very dangerous to tell women, because if you look at other statistics, it does not add up. To tell women that it's not true that you are older, sicker, fatter when you are going into labor is very disingenuous to me. And I feel like that is something that helps, in my eyes, that person lose credibility with me because we are not addressing some of the systematic issues that are taking place. And on top of that, to tell women that or to say publicly that you're victimizing or blaming the mother. And it's very unfortunate. Like it's very difficult and intricate to discuss because when you say it like that, like, oh, you're blaming the mother because she died of high blood pressure or a heart attack or whatever some of the issues are, and all of these issues are extremely, they're extremely important to look in themselves individually, but if they're happening so routinely, We just cannot just say racism, which was one of the issues that was being presented as to why all of these women are dying. And one, we didn't want the women on the panelists, and I hope that I don't get demonetized for talking about this. You guys can go check out this video for yourself. I really did not appreciate, among other things, the way that age and weight were just being dismissed. I'm sorry. Didn't I just read another statistic that says that Black women, 4 out of 5 Black women are overweight, obese, not overweight, obese. Do you know what it means to be obese? That means that a large proportion of the women who will have children will be overweight. And then we add the stress factor in. If there is not the weight, then there is the stress factor. Stress factors affect one's health. And it was very disheartening to me to see healthcare professionals, physicians, people who went to school talk about this as if the two things are unrelated and that it's the system's fault and not the residual effect and contribution also of how women are treating their bodies. Thank God later on somebody did bring it back into being saying like, yeah, Black women are not actually taking care of their bodies because they just don't have time. We live higher stressful level lives. Shout out to one of my critics and detractors who was trying to say that I don't have a level of sensitivity to the Black female experience. Yeah, because I'm not a Black female. And because of these high stress levels, we are more prone to have high blood pressure, hypertension, um, and weight issues because we use food as a way of comfort and consolation of ourselves. And so it makes perfect sense that we would have all of these systematic issues when we go into labor. And yes, the issues are very intricate. And I think I want to have a conversation with some people about this, but unfortunately, I don't want to dismiss, not unfortunately, I don't want to dismiss the issue of Black female mortality as um, by saying, oh, white women go through it too. Um, but I will say that like women are going through this in America at higher rates than other developed countries. And that says a lot about the healthcare system and our role in making sure that the situation is rectified and rectified quickly. I don't know what it's going to take or how it's going to happen because I also don't live in a country where I would consider healthcare like super great. But I know that when I go to a hospital, that I will get the things that I need. Probably not all the time because we are also experiencing in this country very high levels of unavailability for healthcare professionals. And there are many reasons for that. But I just want to say that in this very intricate and very sensitive topic of maternal mortality rate in America, we cannot responsibly dismiss the issue of health and women. And when I say health, I don't mean medical care because there is this misconception that healthcare is medical care. Physicians don't need to get a license or class or even I think they have to do like 6 hours for their whole residency in nutrition. I'm gonna find out exactly, and we're gonna get more into that because nutrition should be a part of your healthcare. In fact, it is your bloody healthcare besides diet and exercise. Well, exactly, diet and exercise. And if your doctor does not know the causation of the issues, then it's no wonder that they don't see the link between your lifestyle choices and diet choices and the phenomenon of this issue. But when we talk about this, I will be crucified after this video uploads because it will look like I'm blaming the mother. And in a way, I kind of am, but in a way, I get it. Like, I understand why this is something that has fallen through the cracks. I myself have experienced racism at hospitals. I talk about it in some of my other videos. And you know what I did? I shop, I protest with my dollars. I go somewhere else. And you guys have Yelp, you guys have Doctors for Dollars. Y'all, we're already 2 minutes over this time, right? So I'm going to see you in the next video. Please make sure to stay safe and stay free. and like and subscribe to my channel. Peace.